What's up, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood Hug Knuckles back again with another reaction video. As always, by my side, HottSamn. And today we're coming at you with a death battle. It's been a little bit since we've done one. I don't remember what the last one we did was, but this is Venom versus Bane death battle. I'm pretty excited. It's a Marvel versus DC, which everybody always asks me, are you a Marvel or a DC guy? And I just say yes. Because I'm both, and I will not pick. I will not choose. As you can see, my Funko Pop lineup here. My wall and my attire is mostly Marvel, but that's just because that's what I can't. Well, that's what I got.
Yeah.
I do have some Green Lantern shirts and Flash shirts, although I do find it really ironic when I wear a Flash shirt. All right. I'm very excited for this one. I grew up a big fan of Spider-Man, so of course Venom was a big part of my childhood. But Bane, I was never like a huge Batman fan, but I was a Bane fan because it broke his back, and I was so excited.
Yeah.
But that's just how it goes. Because I wasn't a huge Batman fan growing up as a kid, I was a fan, however, of Batman's villains, which I always thought were the coolest villains in most of all comics.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other comic series where I personally thought the supervillains were worse. I'll have to think about it, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think that's his little group. I forget what he calls it. No, I can't think of it. But anyway, we're gonna jump into this one and see what's going down. And going into it, before we get into this, do you know anything about Venom or Bane?
I know Bane, of course, because we watched the Batman movies. He's the guy with the thing on his face.
Yes.
And Venom, I don't know anything about.
Didn't you watch the Spider-Man movies? The Tobey Maguire ones?
Yes.
Because I think he was in like the last one.
Was he the green dude?
No, that's a Green Goblin. He was the symbiote, like the black suit or whatever.
I don't remember.
Anyway, we're gonna jump into this. We'll check it out.
It's been like 20 years.
That didn't do it justice anyway. So let's go ahead and check this out. See what's going down. Also, the first thing I noticed is dude got a Diet Dr Pepper on his desk, and I really want one because Diet Dr Pepper, while not a sponsor, is very good.
It is.
We really want to be able to give our community new stuff that they'll enjoy.
And you've got an impressive resume, so if you think you can handle it, the merchandise director job is yours.
Great to be here, Mr. Hines. I won't let you guys down.
Excellent. The first thing you'll need to tell our community about is our first membership.
What's that?
What is all this?
Well, Rooster Teeth First is kind of like
We're
our...
jumping ahead. Alright, here we go. Screw that. Death battle!
The champion of justice inspires others,
Tracer.
whether they mean to or not.
And sometimes that inspiration creates your worst nightmare.
Venom, the ultimate antithesis to Spider-Man.
And Bane, the burly genius who broke the bat. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I was gonna say who do you think would win, but
The
it's
word
unfair because you don't know
symbiosis refers to two organisms
I've never
living
seen that
in beneficial
black
harmony,
with the
such as when two beings bond over an obsessive, psychotic desire to kill Spider-Man.
Eddie Brock
love
was an
symbiotes.
up-and-coming journalist on the brink of national success when life decided to just shit all over him.
One day, Eddie published an article incriminating a man he thought was a serial killer. However, that very same day, Spider-Man caught the real killer, publicly shaming Eddie. As a result, Eddie's company fired him, his father disowned him, and his wife left him. Also, he had cancer.
Damn, talk about a bad day. Understandably pretty upset about it, Eddie blamed Spider-Man for ruining his life. This led to his fateful meeting with a weird black gooey alien. Remember Gag from the 90s? It's just like that, except alive and evil.
This was a symbiote from the planet Clintar, an alien species with one goal: to grow stronger by fusing with a living host. I know that sounds intimidating and almost parasitic, but the Clintar people are naturally a peaceful race. However, they often inherit their host's traits and personality. This symbiote in particular had previously bonded with a violent alien bent on genocide and a costume superhero everybody knows as Deadpool.
That crazy lunatic? Oh, there's no way this symbiote is sane after that.
It wasn't. Afterward, it bonded with Spider-Man, who experienced this rage and lunacy firsthand. Horrified by this, Spider-Man eventually discarded the symbiote. Unaware the alien had determined Spidey was its ideal host and became obsessed with him.
Much like bar trash Cindy that sometimes you go home with but never really want to see her again. So what do you get when you combine an angry man and a black goo monster both hatefully obsessed with the same guy? Most just call him Venom.
Did you know Eddie came up with the name Venom because he felt he was spewing venom from the tabloids he worked at?
Seriously? I give that origin a 3 out of 10. Thank God the name's cool at least, and Venom's abilities are even cooler. He's insanely
awesome,
strong,
that, like,
ridiculously
goes over
agile, and has a fast-paced healing factor. He can power through bullets with no problem at all. Plus, the symbiote carries some of the abilities of its previous owners, including Spidey. That means he can climb on walls and shoot webbing strong enough that Spidey himself can't break through.
Technically speaking, Venom simply reproduces the webbing effects via one of his more useful powers, shape-shifting. The symbiote can act as a liquid, allowing it to increase Venom's size for intimidation, or even mimic Eddie's everyday
now what you
clothing
know
for
from
discretion.
Venom
Not
so
to mention,
far,
Venom
and
can
what you
morph
know of
into a
Bane,
wingsuit
who
to
do you
glide
think
through the
based
air,
off this,
isolate and
who would
purge
win?
toxins from its
Venom.
host's
I
body,
think there's no
straight up
doubt
burn
Venom.
invisible,
Yeah.
or even just
And I
sprout
love Bane.
spikes for simple stabbing weapons.
With these abilities seemingly limited only by his twisted imagination, Venom has tangled with many of his world's heavy hitters. He's defeated Spider-Man without having a host, resisted Ghost Rider's penance stare, and shaken off the Hulk's infamous thunderclap. That's right, he's even taken blows from the likes of the Juggernaut and the Hulk.
Venom's
Even
such
if
a
Venom
badass.
does get injured, the symbiote can rapidly heal its host.
I don't think
From
I've
broken
seen
bones, impalement through the
I haven't
chest,
seen
or
it
even
at all.
blast from an anti-tank rocket. He's also so speedy that he can catch up to bullets in mid-flight. But if he doesn't feel like it, he'll just take the shot and spit it back with deadly force.
He's strong enough to bust down metal doors with his fists, tear apart large military trucks, or throw cars several blocks away.
I mean, part of that's gotta be Brock. Have you seen how much that dude can lift?
Most impressively, Venom once held up a giant carnival ride similar to a Ferris wheel, even after getting struck by one of his worst weaknesses, a sound gun.
A sound gun? That's pretty lame. So, like, I can just beat him if I scream really loud?
With enough sound or literal firepower, yes, you could force the symbiote to expose the vulnerable host underneath. Though I should note that repeated exposure has helped Venom build up some tolerance. Also, while the symbiote is highly versatile, Venom is not exactly a strategist. Unsurprising given his apparent insanity.
Well, yeah, he's basically just a giant muscular idiot who destroys
The
things.
symbiote also requires
Yeah.
a diet containing the chemical phenethylamine.
Venom, what? You like, buy that at the store?
No, it's
That's
found in
great.
certain fungi, chocolate, and brain matter, which the symbiote greatly hungers for.
Oh, great, now it eats brains! God, this guy is literally a living nightmare.
Eddie, is that you?
There's no more Eddie and no more symbiote. Only Venom.
Alright, so now
In his
we get
personal
to see
mission to
Bane.
drive crime from Gotham City, Batman has faced dozens of foes, each more vile and cunning than the last. But none challenged his sheer willpower more than the monstrous man called Bane.
Bane's life was screwed from the start. He was born into prison and made to carry out his dead dad's life sentence. Talk about carrying the sins of your father. I mean, who puts a baby in jail? Couldn't it just, like, crawl through the bars?
Rogues
Make
Gallery.
baby jail?
That's what they call
The
his
child spends his
supervillains.
dawning years
His
in
rogues
captivity,
gallery.
forced to fend for himself against the
I've been
cruel
thinking
and
this whole
unforgiving
time.
world.
Right.
Then one
What's it
day,
called? 'Cause I know
fateful
it.
accident caused something to snap inside him.
I'm guessing his neck.
No, well, it should have. Instead, the boy slipped into a coma where he saw a vision of his future self. A man standing above all other men.
I
Future
love
self
Bane.
told him he would be second to none, so long as he could conquer the power of fear, which is apparently shaped like a bat. Huh, would you look at that? What are the odds?
When the child awoke, he began his journey to conquer that fear through the power of bloody murder.
Hell yeah! That's also when the
Hell
prison
yeah.
warden called him a bane to everything holy.
And that's why he's named Bane.
Ugh, 2 out of 10. Anyway, it wasn't long before Bane caught wind of a certain bat ruling Gotham City by fear. But he got to work trying to become the ridiculously jacked guy he saw in his dream, so he could take down Batman once and for all.
As he grew up, Bane entered an intense daily workout regimen, not just of his body, but his mind as well. He educated himself in 10 languages, escapology, combat tactics, and several martial arts, including a few he created himself.
Bane pretty much became a legend across the prison, so to remind everybody who was in charge, the warden decided to make an example of him.
See, this place wasn't just a prison. The army of Santa Prisca was conducting tests on human subjects with an experimental formula called Venom.
Because super soldier formulas are all the rage.
The procedure had killed every previous test subject, but Bane proved hardier than expected.
And after he had a taste, Bane wanted Venom for himself. So he faked his own death, punched a few sharks to death, and liberated the whole prison single-handed. The inmates joined his cause, and he took his new super soldier serum to Gotham City.
Using a special apparatus on his wrist, Bane can administer a dosage of Venom directly into his brain at will. Doing so dramatically increases his muscle mass, turning him into one of Gotham City's most ferocious physical threats.
I still think he has no chance against
He's
Venom,
destroyed
though.
the Batmobile with his bare hands, jumped off skyscrapers without injury, and lifted loaded armored trucks which weigh tens of thousands of pounds. And then there's the feat he's most famous for, breaking the back of Batman. But Bane didn't just break bone. He literally put poor Batman into a coma.
Well, years later, Batman did get his revenge. After swapping powers with Superman, he paid Bane a visit and broke his everything.
And somehow, this didn't kill him.
He's one tough son of a bitch, and if he needs it, Bane can crank up his flow of venom for more strength and faster healing. But when he first tried this, it came at a cost.
Turns out, an overdose of venom can temporarily deteriorate one's mind, turning Bane into a mindless, muscle-bound beast.
And it's also surprisingly addictive, so eventually Bane swore off the stuff for some time.
But this only let Bane prove that he is just as dangerous even without the performance-enhancing drug. He's been pelted by dozens of bricks at once and taken countless stabbings and bullets without even reacting. He once cauterized his own wound with a blowtorch and even got thrown hundreds of yards by a Elasti-Woman and got right back up ready to fight.
Still off the juice, Bane is strong enough to tear down a stone prison wall, casually rip off an armored guy's limbs, and take out dozens of members of the League of Assassins, solo. But if he really needs to, he can always fall off the wagon and get back on the Venom.
Bane's absurd power is matched only by his intelligent mind. He possesses a photographic memory, rivals Ra's al Ghul in chess, and deduced the identity of Batman in 1 year when nobody else could figure it out.
Yeah, Bane's pretty ridiculous, but it's no secret that he's at his best when he's got that venom juice pumping through his veins. Luckily for him, he eventually developed a form of venom that didn't turn his brain into mush, and he then soon got addicted to that stuff all over again.
Still, Bane has proven over and over again that with or without venom, anyone who crosses him will beg for mercy and receive none.
When we fought before, I broke the bat. Today, I break the man.
Okay.
Alright, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
Venom's gonna win.
But all this strength talk has reminded me I gotta bulk up, and the best way to do it is with a delicious home-cooked meal.
I've seen pictures of Venom.
Basically, this has taught me that
likes
if
a
I
good
want
home-cooked
to,
meal, but going out to buy or hunt my own food is a
basically what this has taught me is that if I really want to get buff or be able to fight, take steroids.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what this has taught me.
Step aside, niños.
Is this like an 8-bit battle?
It's the bat. No, it's something else.
Oh snap!
You're mine.
Ooh, your blood's spicy. Delicious.
I feel like no matter how much damage Bane can do to Venom, his healing factor just gives him the advantage.
Yeah.
Big Daddy can punch.
The only thing that I think Bane can do is like if he can like make a loud noise.
Yeah.
That's like his own Venom's only weakness, it seems like.
So, you fall back on cheap magic tricks, trying to disappear.
Could you imagine Bane
Yet you
with
don't know how to
the
be
symbiote?
truly invisible.
The
Now,
Bane had the symbiote?
mission
Oh, yeah.
die.
Shooting the Duracell battery rocket.
You're just like all the others.
Oh snap.
Broken.
He's gonna break him! Oh! Yeah! Did he finish him?
Unbreakable.
Oh snap!
What's happening?
What did he do?
Like shot him through like these spikes and
Yeah.
Now, what we came for. Up goes the weasel.
He should have ripped his head
Sam, he ripped his brain out!
Tastes good.
Both fighters were intense physical threats, but only one wielded the superior Venom.
Venom had many advantages over Bane. Speed, durability, versatility, and even strength.
Bane's peak strength was at
that was
most enough to lift a
savage.
27-ton
Ripped
car.
his damn
Meanwhile,
brain out.
Venom was strong enough to stop a falling carnival ride and hold it up by himself, even while in a weakened state. Comparing it to similar carnival rides, my very conservative estimate would place this thing weighing around 200 tons.
Wow.
Way more impressive than anything Bane ever lifted.
Of course, Bane was smarter. However, even if he had deduced Venom's key weaknesses to fire and sound, he wasn't really equipped to take advantage of them.
As for speed, Venom could catch bullets. Even better, he could catch up to bullets in midair. He had to move over 1,500 miles per hour to do that.
Ironically enough, almost twice the speed of sound.
Surprisingly, their durability levels were pretty even. Both have taken hits from Superman-level beings and lived to fight another day.
The big difference being Venom's healing factor was far
Yep.
superior. He could fight on par with Juggernaut, who can make 4.8 magnitude earthquakes with his bare hands.
But it's not like Batman ever needed super strength to knock Bane out cold.
In time, Venom's superior strength, speed, durability, and versatility simply overwhelmed Bane.
Looks like Venom was the real Bane of this
like-
fight.
The winner is Venom.
Destroys his brain. I love that picture of Venom too.
Yeah.
Hey, stick around and find out
Alright,
who's coming up
that
next.
was awesome. I do want to watch that other one, Scrooge McDuck versus Shovel Knight. We talked about doing
Yeah.
that. Okay, just as I expected, and once you learned a little bit about Venom, that's why I kind of didn't want to spoil, my prediction.
It was like
too
kind
late
of
about
obvious after we learned about him and stuff. Like,
Venom. I mean, Bane is a
how?
badass.
Well, yeah.
Bane is a badass.
totally.
We can't take that
And
away
he broke his back still.
He broke Batman's back, yeah.
Well, he broke.
Well, and Venom's
Yeah,
back.
Venom's back.
Although I love that he does that, and he's like unbreakable. Like,
Yeah.
for some reason, Venom sounded like freaking Gollum from Lord of the Rings. But anyway, awesome battle. I mean, I'm not gonna say I thought that Bane had a chance, because I really don't. Unless they would have done something cheesy, like Bane goes up and gets a bell, or like stuff that just like bangs on the bell.
Yeah.
But even then, the symbiote, just the skin, eventually would go away from the source.
Yeah.
And then Bane would have to deal with that. Straight up, if it was like, Eddie Brock or whatever versus Bane, then Bane would destroy him. But
Yeah.
the healing factor, the symbiote, plus the additional abilities that it has gained over its time, there's just there was never a chance. I feel bad for Bane, kind of.
I like how you said though, if, like Bane had the symbiote.
I think that would be ridiculous.
That would be crazy, because like that, and then if it ever went to anyone else, it would still have Bane's
That's what I'm
powers.
saying,
And it's
yeah.
like, I wonder if it would take in the powers he had with the Venom.
That's what I was gonna say. What'd be cool is if it like adopted the qualities of the Venom to whoever it goes into. It's like you automatically have that in you. Because that'd be really cool.
That would be
We could
crazy.
theory craft and talk about that and amazing things. But if you could pick any one superhero that could don the symbiote skin and not turn into a bad guy, who would you pick? Who do you think would be the coolest symbiote skin version of any superhero, Marvel or DC? Because I think that'd be interesting.
I also didn't know that Deadpool like had the symbiote before.
Yep.
That's interesting.
The crazy thing about comic books is pretty much anything you could think about that, like, in general has probably happened. Just because there's so many comics out now with so many different, like, offshoot realities and backstories and different complete, like, worlds, universes and stuff like that. Everybody's written pretty much anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's only so many storylines you can do with so many characters, and so that's just the world of being a comic book fan. Yeah. But anyway, let us know what you thought in the comments down below, as well as any other videos you'd like us to see. Maybe another death battle, because I'd like to watch another one.
Yeah.
And if you like this video, click that like button. It turns blue when you touch it. Not everything does. And if you want to see our future videos, give that subscribe button a hug. And welcome to the fam. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us and watching people beat each other to death and rip someone's head off from the inside and eat their brain, because that was kind of fun. And we'll have more videos soon. Bye. Oh.